I'm Eamon Murphy, local reporter here in Lyon, ahead of the Europa League first knockout round draw where the Welders will discover their next European opponents. Now the manager, Aussie villain, arrived moments ago, insisting the Welders would win it all. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to Season 16, Episode 6 here at H&W Welders on The Impossible Dream. The goal was to win the Champions League. We can't do that, but what we can do is win the Europa League. Now today we're going to be playing Dundalk in the second leg of the All-Irish Cup final. That is, of course, neatly poised at 0-0 after the first leg, so we'll go to Dundalk and try and win that. And then Boxing Day, we will be playing Linfield. Linfield, I only had a choice of two. Linfield in the league, which is a big game. Now, there's not too much to catch you up on off the field, but there is this Europa League draw, the first knockout round. So let's go see who stands in our way as we look to go and win this competition. So behind my head here, we have Atalanta, Cagliari. We have Copenhagen. Oh, Galatasaray. Can Holder get his hands on them? Missed out on the champion. How did they get third in the Champions League group? That tells a story, doesn't it, about the strength of that group. There's Inter, there's Lyon, there's Real Sociedad, who of course won this competition and knocked us out of it last season. I think it's Troyes, isn't it, not Troyes, from France. Basel, Dortmund, Cologne, who we beat last year, Linfield. I don't think we'll be able to get them, will we? Rangers, Royal Antwerp, and Zenit. The obvious ones to avoid, I think, are Real Sociedad, who are a good team. We saw that last season. Dortmund we'd probably rather avoid, and probably Inter as well. But outside of that, I'd say we could be fairly confident going up against most of those teams. So let's see who it is we're going to get here. As I say, I don't think we can get Linfield. Sociedad's first out. They get Troyes. Dortmund, we'd like to avoid them. They get Rangers. Galatasaray, yes please. Can we get them? No, they face Atalanta. Lyon, we'd rather avoid, I think. They get Cagliari. Copenhagen, we'd like them. They get Royal Antwerp, two teams we would have liked to have got. Basel will take. They get Linfield. It's going to be Inter. No, it's not. It's going to be FC Cologne again. So we beat them last season. Now, of course, last time we beat a team and then played them again the following year, it was Marseille, and they knocked us out. So we don't want to take this for granted. But we have FC Cologne coming up in the Europa League when European football resumes in February. Now, as I said, there are two games to catch you up on before we get to this Dundalk game. The first one in the league was against Dungannon, so let's see how that went. Napoleon gave us the lead, and Miss Kelly made it 2-0. McDade got our third, before Kavanagh found Napoleon to make it 4-0 at half-time. A long-range effort from Maru made it 5-0. Before Kavanagh crossed for Maru to complete the scoring with his second. So we were very, very good in this game. Napoleon, love him or hate him, and I think we all love him. He's so good. He's just so good. Played a 10. Assists and goals galore for him. And Maru, however you say it. I think it's actually Moreau, isn't it? Anyway, came off the bench. Like, I forget if he was injured or whatever the reason. We played him on that left-hand side as an inverted winger. 2 goals, did absolutely brilliantly. So a very, very nice win. The next game, or the final game to catch you up on, is Ballymena United in the league. McDade opened the scoring, and Bittner got our second before half-time. McCracken made it 3-0, and McDade's second made it 4. Maguire crossed for McDade to complete his hat-trick, before Maguire and McDade combined again in stoppage time. So they just couldn't handle us. Now the big caveat to this one is 3 red cards for them. But to be honest, they just couldn't handle us. They were all second yellows. They couldn't keep up with us. And yes, it made it a lot easier. I think by the end of the game, I don't think we had any defenders on. I think we had Hulik, and then that was it, wing-backs and midfield and attack. It was it wasn't much of a game, to be honest, but the red cards, and I wouldn't even say they had to get stuck in on. It wasn't like there was 2-footed lunges flying in. It was just accumulation of bookings, and yeah, it was very, very comfortable. McDade missed a penalty. He could have had 5, but we'll take 4 and run. So looking at the league table, you can see there's a couple of games in between. We've got Bainbridge and Linfield in the league. No, sorry, we've got Bainbridge in the league, and then we've got Livingston in the quarterfinal of the UEFA Cup. So I'll play through those and show you how we get on before we get to Linfield. League table, I mean, there's not too much to see here. We've got a game in hand, 6 points clear. It is what it is. We're not going to dwell on it. And, of course, we've got our Europa League. I'm wary of Cologne, and I'm wary of Cologne because of what happened against Marseille. But right now, it's Dundalk. I don't understand how this mob keep beating us. And after a 0-0 at home, let's hope that that's not going to happen again. We're expecting a 5... are we expecting a 5-3-2 from them? Or it's more of a 5-2... I'm not sure, whatever that is. That's what we're expecting from them anyway. And this is the team we're sending out. We're not mucking around. We are going more or less full strength. Although I see De Lauro has got a heavy game load. Are we promising him football? We're not. So we might make a change there. Who do we want to come in and play as a deep line playmaker? We'll go with Kamani. He's not been in the best form of late, but we'll go with Kamani. So it's going to be Young in goal, Surgeon, Ordonez, McGurk, and Kavanagh as the back four. Kamani and Fitzpatrick as a box-to-box. We've had the promising first-team football. I just want to make sure we're keeping him happy. Mladenov, Armstrong, and Afonso. It's going to be Ventenholder going up top. A bench of Hammerstrom, Ellis, Major, Tomo, Scott, McCracken, and Hammond. Let's get out there. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. I don't recognise any names. There was a point where Dundalk were signing a few players from us. I remember Jitter going there. But that hasn't been happening for a while. We're the favourites. We should win this. I'm almost tempted to go with that. We're the favourites. We should win this one comfortably. Go out there and make a difference. Enough stuffing around, guys. Just beat them. Because, you know, it's our last chance to do so. We do not want them beating us again, do we? We want to go out with the bragging rights here. And they're not a team that should be beating us. You know, we beat Manchester City last episode. If we can't beat Dundalk as well, then there is something wrong. Now, of course, unless they've changed the rules of the competition, there are away goals. Now, the 0-0 at home means a score draw will be enough for us. So if we can get that first goal, it would be a glorious thing. And of course, if they were to score one, it does mean that one goal will still be enough for us. It looks like Holder gets that away. Afonso has it. Back to Surgeon. He goes down the line. He's found Afonso to Armstrong. Armstrong might be in. He finds Mladenov in space. Mladenov can't beat the goalkeeper. But at least there are signs that we're on our game. Armstrong with the corner. Where's McGurk? Surely they can't cope with him. They go to the back post. Afonso picks it up. Has a go. It's bouncing around. McGurk picks it up. Armstrong. And was Armstrong offside, perhaps? No, McGurk was offside. Come on, boys. Come on. Armstrong. Ball in. Decent. Oh, it's over the bar from McGurk, was it? No, it was Holder. At least, having been told them that we expect to win this game, what hasn't happened is they look all nervous. At least they've coped with that expectation on them. But that being said, there's still not been a goal yet. Armstrong. Ball in. Decent. Holder's there, and Holder again is... He's just not quite got his radar on this season, has he? Give them some more encouragement. Can we get the goal before half-time? We've been the better team. But it's another half of scoreless football in this All-Irish Champions Cup. Cracking event, isn't it? What do we want to say to this? Walcott is saying, giving them credit. Let's dig in. No, let's go unlucky. Let's go unlucky. We have been the better team here. You just need to find the back of the net. Now, what we could do with Holder is we could take him off. We could put Giolani Fitzpatrick up top and look to bring Tomo off the bench. The only reason Tomo isn't starting is because I've had to promise certain players football. Let's try working it into the box as well. And let's maybe try a higher tempo. We've had shots. We've had 14 of them. Only 4 on target. Ball forward. Mladenov is there. Can't win it. Ordonez can't win it. Oh dear, we don't want the sucker punch coming. McGurk goes to close them down. They have a go, but it is high, wide, and not so handsome over the bar. Kamani again is just not... He had an injury in pre-season, and it just feels like he's never got going this season. So we're going to take him off. We're going to get Jimmy Scott on for him, and we are going to make the other change. We're going to take Holder off for Fitzpatrick. We'll give Fitzpatrick a chance up there. target man on support, which is, I think, his best role for us. And then we have another change. McCracken or Hammond could come on to go up top. Hammond has been quite good when he's played. He takes his chances, generally speaking. I'm not sure if this is necessarily his type of game because he's quick and he's a good finisher. And I'm not sure that the chances to sort of whack it over the top are going to be there. Now, have we made these subs? Armstrong seems to be up top. Tomo's on, so we have Fitzpatrick has dropped back in. McGurk heads it down there for Mladenov. All right, look at Scott. Oh, we've got that to him there eventually. McGurk gets it wide. Here we go. Afonso with a little bit of space to run into. Can he slip a ball in for Fitzpatrick? He's in. Fitzpatrick! Can't find the back of the net. And I think that's just about going to do it for him. Let's get Hammond on. Let's get the Aussie on. And we've got 9 minutes to play here. Surely an away goal for us now would get it all wrapped up in a nice little bow on top for us. Scott picks it up to Surgeon. Forward for Armstrong. Here we go. Can we get that little bit of moment of class that we've been lacking throughout this this whole tournament? Here it is there for Afonso. He keeps possession. Cross comes in. Back post for Mladenov. He's offside. He did look suspiciously off, didn't he? How close was it? Oh, it's not much in it. That Cousins has stepped up at just the right time, hasn't he? Let's tell him to focus. Kavanagh's not having a good game at right back. Armstrong with a free kick. 88th minute. It's in. It's bouncing around and it's in. And it's Paulo Afonso with a third goal for the club. And that should do it. Of course, as I said, there is away goals. They're not surely going to score twice in the last not even 8 minutes. I don't know how much stoppage this is going to be, but 4 minutes. There might be 6 minutes to play if they're lucky. And finally, the goal has come. And it was scrappy. It wasn't it wasn't great. It's bouncing around in there. Someone's missed a header at the near post, haven't they? Let's give them some praise. We've deserved this win. We haven't quite got it yet. There's 40 seconds to play. And it would be nice to actually win it, not on away goals, to sort of win it outright. Look at the space Surgeon's got. Afonso's making a decent run. Scott is available if he wants him. He uses him. Scott, back post, Mladenov. This time he's onside. That'll do it. 2-0 away from home. And finally, we have got the better of Dundalk. You've got to give them credit. They have been arguably the team that we've had the toughest time against. And that includes anybody. So for whatever reason, they match up very well against us. But we go out on a high, having beaten them to become All-Irish champions for, is it a third time, I want to say? So, yeah, this time he's onside. There's no ruling that one out. And that'll do it. There we go. All-Irish champions once again. And so Young must have been captain on the day. Robbie Young, the goalkeeper. And, you know, we put out a very, very good side. So there's no shame, he'd say, in Dundalk in losing that. You know, this is a team that could go a very long way, if not win the Europa League. Hopefully this is not the last trophy we'll be winning this season. But there we go. We are all Irish champions once again. So 2 late goals finally get us across the line. I mean, they're guys you would expect, Holder, Kamani and Fitzpatrick, to be doing a lot better for us, albeit Fitzpatrick was maybe a little bit out of position, but he can play there. But well done, lads. That was good. And on we go. So Harlan and Wolf Welders win it. So no, it's a 4th time that we've won it. So that's even better. And there we go. All the ins and outs there. Pierce, we didn't deserve anything. I agree with you. And yeah, a little bit of money in the bank. Another Irish Cup. That is 4 times that we've won it. Yeah, there's the confirmation of that. And Armstrong, as ever, on form with 13 key passes. Now, what is the record for most times that this competition has been won? So Dundalk with 5 is the record. So if we'd beaten them one of those times that they'd beaten us, we could have had the record. But yeah, there we go. You can see there we lost 2 finals and we won 4. So that's not, I'm assuming there's 35, 36 is the year we're in, isn't it? Yeah, so not too bad. Not too bad. All right, guys, wait right there. We'll be back for a Boxing Day matchup with Linfield. Okay, welcome back. We're getting ready to face Linfield on Boxing Day, but there's 2 games to catch you up on first. The first one was against Bainbridge Town in the league, so let's see how that went. Late cross for Holder to give us an early lead. Fitzpatrick made it 2-0. And then Bittner got our third. And then also got our fourth to make it 4-0 at halftime, before Holder made it 5 in the second half. So a very, very comfortable win this one. Bittner, Holder and Fitzpatrick with the goals. You can see from the match ratings, everybody played well. You can see from the XG tracker, we absolutely dominated the game. Our XGs are actually higher than the 5 that we got. So yeah, excellent stuff. Next up was the Caramel Wafer Cup. It was the quarterfinal against Livingston. Now I think they knocked us out of the competition. Might have even been last season. So let's see if we can get some revenge for that. We went in front late in the first half when Thompson crossed for Lake. Armstrong got our second. And Lake our third. And then unfortunately the game stopped recording highlights and we missed Liam McDade coming off the bench and getting 2 in 2 minutes, which was a shame because he looked good. He looked good coming off the bench. He's starting to hopefully develop into the player that I think is in there somewhere. We had him listed for loan, Linfield and Larne. I don't think we'll send him either of those places. Speaking of Linfield, actually, that is who we have in the semi-final. So not the best reward for getting through to the semi-finals of the Wafer Cup, but that is what it is. And let's have a look and see what that means for the league tables. We come into this game, oh, not that one, this one against Linfield. And we have, with a game in hand, a comfortable 6-point lead. So even if we were to lose this game against Linfield, it's not going to make a difference, is it really? But it'll be exciting nonetheless. We have 17 from 17, so could the perfect season. That would be a nice way to end out the season, wouldn't it? But let's have a look and see what we're doing here. We're expecting a 5-4-1 from them, which we get more often than not against them these days. This is the team we're sending out. It's Young in goal. It's Surgeon. It's Octavio and Hulik. A look at our young centre-back. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on here. It'll be Maguire, our young right back, going down the right-hand side there. De Lauro and Fitzpatrick, who we've promised first-team football to. He will play in midfield again. Mladenov, Armstrong, and Alfonso. Aaron McDade in the league, of course. He comes into play up front. And, well, let's see if he can keep scoring the incredible amount of goals he does domestically. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. Let's have a look. Former players. We've got Jidder. We've got Simpson, Wilson, McGreevy. And are there any others? None that I recognise. Jonathan Johansson is still their manager. If you're not going to really impress me, I can just about get on board with that. Let's fist pump, say we have faith, and let's get out there and try and put one over Linfield. So here we go. Tillysburn is hosting the game we're expecting, and looks like we may have got ourselves a sellout, which is excellent, even if half the fans are from the blue side, but that's okay. The more fans of theirs we get in to see them, they just want to see a team play proper football, don't they? None of this 5-4-1 garbage that Linfield keep putting out against us. But that being said, we're 15, 16 minutes in here without a highlight, so they've come to shut us down, and they're doing that so far. So what we might do, let's raise the tempo, and we'll try this. And we've got a highlight. De Lauro to Alfonso. He's got the overlap there from Surgeon. Can he whip across in? McDade is in the middle. Armstrong, Mladenov, but he can't beat Gareth Wilson. Alfonso has it now. Can he get past his man? He goes back out. Alfonso has a go. It's Mladenov at the back post, and Mladenov gets his 10th of the season. Alfonso with the assist. He's beginning to look like he's really settled in. He speaks English now as well, so that's sure helps. Helps with him settling into the club. But Alfonso and Surgeon just toying with them in the end, weren't they? And we get the little chip cross in. Mladenov very strong in the air. He was always going to win that head-up. And that is 1-0 to the good guys. And Fitzpatrick is looking nervous. Why, Jaylani? Why, mate? Well, he's got his start. We might make a change there at half-time. It is just about, like, Armstrong, Fitzpatrick, and the other one is McGurk, who is right now happy with his playing time. But they're the three that I've promised first-team football to. And it's always difficult, December, January, because that's when it always happens. And because we play so many games, even though I might play them once or twice a week, they're still missing, a third or, half of the games. So it's a frustrating just reality, I guess, of the league we play. And Alfonso looks for a toe poke almost outside of the foot, but it goes into the Linfield fans. And Armstrong is going to have a chance here to score another free kick. Armstrong, it's good. Oh, it's just past. I'd love to have like a free kickoff between Armstrong and Napoleon, because they are both absolute top quality. It'd be interesting to see who was actually the better. I mean, you could look at the ratings, I suppose, but where's the fun in that? Let's say, don't let those performance levels drop. I have faith in you. And We haven't got a penalty, so McPenn up top hasn't scored. I wonder if we bring on Liam McDade for a game. I was going to take Fitzpatrick off, wasn't I? We'll leave him on for now. Surgeon wins that. Afonso will pick it up. Goes back to Surgeon. It looks like there's just a bit of a blossoming relationship between Surgeon and Afonso, doesn't it? Might be one of these things towards the end of this season and sort of in future see, although Surgeon is only on loan, so he may not come back once we've left. Here we go with Fitzpatrick unleashing, but it is nowhere near the goal, if we're being honest. Alright, let's give him some... did I give him anything? I clicked something. I don't know if it was praise or demand more. Either way, it wouldn't be the wrong thing to say, would it? Focus would also have been a decent shout, I think. Oh, that looked like a bit of a risky pass. We're putting them under good pressure. Maguire wins the ball back, and a second time clears it up towards Mladenov. Fitzpatrick has it. It's tackled away, but Mladenov will pick it up again. Mladenov runs at the defence, slips it through for McDade. It's back to Mladenov, surely. Oh, what a save from Jitter. And it's still only 1-0. Alright, it's not been McDade's day even. I'm not convinced at 1-0, so let's get McCracken on. He is a fairly reliable goal scorer for us at this level, and that was almost the equaliser. We'll be kind and say that Young had it covered, but I'm not sure he did. Maguire with a throw. Fitzpatrick down to Maguire. Fitzpatrick, crossfield pass, a good one for Surgeon to Afonso. Afonso takes a touch and just rolls it across the goalkeeper, and it's 2-0, and that should be that. The fans chant Afonso's name. Not quite sure how you would do that. But anyway, doesn't really lend itself with a tune, Afonso, does it? Trying to think now. I'm not good at thinking on the spot like this, so... yeah, how would you chant Afonso's name? There's one for the comments. He did well, didn't he? Stayed on side. Good touch to settle himself and then just whipped it across the keeper. And we have another highlight. Fred Simpson, who I think I've said before, for whatever reason, every game before we play Linfield, before and after, he doesn't like me. I don't know if I didn't give him a good message when he left. He just has a go at me every time. And of course, I can just laugh it off because, you know, you play for Linfield, mate. You don't play for Welders, so it's not my problem. But, yeah. Oh, there's McCracken through the middle. No, it's Mladenov. It's a penalty. We get so many penalties against us, and it's things like that. It's sometimes stupid fouls or just our players running at their players, and they just can't cope with us. Mladenov puts it past Jitter. That's a third. And this top of the table clash is done. Is there anybody we want to give game time to? I meant to put more younger players on the bench. I think the reserves had a cup game, either the day of or the day after this game. So I think the likes of Adair and... what's our Brazilian midfielder? Is it Andre Luis? Whatever his name is. I let them play in the reserves to get 90 minutes rather than sit on the bench here. We could bring Liam McDade on. We could probably rest Armstrong and go 2 up top. We might do that. Armstrong! Oh, he's almost left with a touch of class there. But we'll protect him here. We don't need him playing unnecessary minutes. So we'll go with a McCracken-McDade duo up top. And let's see what that brings us. At 3-0, we should be fairly safe here, shouldn't we? Maguire, can he stop the cross coming in? Jordan McGreevy. Another one who probably wishes that he hadn't joined Linfield now. And the thing with McGreevy is he would probably have still been involved in Europe because he's club trained, or he would have been. If he wasn't club trained, he would have been by the time, you know, how old was he? He would have been in the team anyway, because at worst case scenario, he would have been Northern Irish trained. So he would still be involved to this day. He'd be sort of the Up Richard character that is still involved in Europe because we have to have enough of them to register in the squad. So, yeah, there's a bit of a sliding door moments for McGreevy, I think. Gareth Wilson's another one, actually. Oh, that is through the back. Octavio has won it cleanly, apparently. And here we go again. Fitzpatrick, not the best defensive player as a box-to-box midfielder. Come on. Maguire does very, very well. Gets it upfield as well. And Afonso is going to run at them. He's got McDade, Mladenov. Is he going to go himself? Afonso. It's a bit of a nothing finish in the end. And with 3 minutes to go, we'll give them a focus. And let's see if we can get ourselves a fourth. It doesn't look like we can, but it's been comprehensive. It's another win. It's another clean sheet. And Young will be closing in on that record that Jidda stole away from him last season. So we'll just say we're very happy with that. There's no need to say anything else. We've just beaten Linfield 3-0. So we can see the other results there. Larne, who are absolutely daylight back, have won. They're actually closer to falling behind Coleraine than they are catching the top two there. So that's 9 points clear with a game in hand. So if there was any doubt of the league, I think we can put that to a side. Mladenov's got a bonus there, and a good performance from Afonso. He is just starting to show signs, isn't he, that he's settling in. He's only young as well. He's only just 19, so he's, very, very good player for us in the future there, I think. Now, one thing I did want to show as well is how the other teams then got on in Europe. Now, obviously, we saw that Linfield got through the group, so that's excellent news. And as for Larne, well, they had a good time of things as well. They went through their group perfect. 6 from 6 to top their group. So that means they're already in the second knockout round. So annoyingly, Linfield and Larne have started to show up to the party, but it's a little bit too late in terms of the coefficients. So already this season, we've got 6.7 points, which is more than we got last year with us going all the way to the semi-final. So yeah, as I said, it's frustrating that they've decided to show up in Europe a little bit too late for us. Now, it's not going to be enough for us to, I mean, you can see the other teams going into next season. They've all got more points than we do. We're still actually going to lose a little bit. But you'd imagine we'll, at least one of us, or hopefully us anyway, will keep going a little bit further. And then that we're actually in danger of the Greek league behind us. So we're not out of the water yet. But if this had been happening a little bit more regularly, we probably would have stayed. So we'll certainly kept up where we were 10th at one point and had that automatic spot in the Champions League group stages. But anyway, it doesn't really matter now. It's just frustrating that, they just finally, as I say, decided to show up. But that's it for today. We will be back next time. We've got a little bit of playthrough to do here. Then it will be Larne in the league and Linfield for the County Antrim Shield final. And then we'll come back. I haven't decided yet if I want to show the League Cup final, if we don't particularly care about that. And we'll just get back to European action. There's not really anything either side of it. So maybe, I think we're past the League Cup being an exciting game for us, aren't we? So maybe we'll just come back for the European games. So anyway, Linfield and Larne next time. That'll be at the end of the January window. I'm hoping to keep the players we have. I'm very, very worried we're going to lose McGurk because, as I've said before, McGurk has a lot of interest in him, and he has actually, it's not as bad as it was because there was some bigger clubs, but he still has that 7.75 release fee. Now, those clubs, would he actually decide to leave them instead of staying with us? Possibly not. So, yeah, hopefully we'll have McGurk. Hopefully we won't lose anybody. And my plan is, if we can find someone that comes in and instantly makes us better, we'll do it. Otherwise, we'll go with what we've got. But anyway, that's all for next time, guys. Until then, like and subscribe. Take care.